Conference ahead of the FIA Formula One British Grand Prix. We've got the usual two groups coming your way, and Group 1 is with us now. Left of screen we have Ollie Bearman and Alex Albon in the middle and Lando Norris to the right. Very warm welcome to you all. Lando, let's start with you. Good to see you. Home race. You've got your own grandstand. You're coming here on the back of a win last weekend. Just describe your sense of anticipation ahead of this one.
I'm very excited for everything. Just every day is one to look forward to. Of course, the driving on track is still kind of the best bit, but I've already done some stuff this morning. I mean, we did Trafalgar Square yesterday, which was pretty special. I went over to the stands earlier this morning, so just plenty of things for me to look forward to. All good things, all exciting things. Or like a positive distraction more than anything else. So it's, good. And of course, coming off of Austria is a nice feeling too. So ready to get going.
Lando, you finished second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth here at Silverstone, but you've never won. If you were to do that on Sunday, would it be the crowning moment of your career so far? I think it's tough to probably ever put something above Monaco, but I said it, before Monaco, that if I could win anything, if I could swap all race wins for one, it would be for a Silverstone win. So it's a plan. Obviously, a lot of work, a lot of things to do before then. But Monaco is special. I think they'll be very different for different reasons. Monaco is just the history, what it means to everyone, the people that have won there. Silverstone is because it's my home race and it's, the British fans, all those things. So the Lando fans, all those guys. So different reasons, but it'll be the one that probably puts the biggest smile on my face, bigger than Monaco, and it's the one that since I was a kid and since I first started watching Formula One, that I've wanted to win the most. Right. Very best of luck to you. Thank you, Lando. Alex, let's come to you now. While Lando was in Trafalgar Square yesterday, you were at 10 Downing Street. Just how did you find that experience? And what was it like seeing Formula One right at the heart of government?
Yeah, it was great. I was first time there. Have you been there before? No. Ollie was there as well. It was interesting. It's bigger on the inside than it looks from the outside. Didn't expect that. But that was about it.
Alex, in terms of performance, let's talk about that. It's been a frustrating run for you and Williams recently. Just what is the mood in the camp? How much confidence do you have that things are going to go better here?
Firstly, we need to understand why we've had so many DNFs. It's a recurring issue. We have some tests in F1 to try to understand where it's coming from. We'll change our run plan and try to get to the bottom of it, but it's not totally solved yet. So obviously it would be nice to finish the race on Sunday, and we're working hard. We've done a lot of work back at the factory over the last 2 days to understand it more and more. I think we know what area we need to focus on, and then hopefully F1 produces some results that we can move on from.
All right. Good luck to you as well. Thank you, Alex. Ollie, coming to you now. Your first British Grand Prix, 12 months on from the moment when you were confirmed as a Haas driver. Excited?
Yeah, I think excited is an understatement. It was 12 months ago I announced that I would race in F1 this year, and that was very special. So returning as a full-time driver is an incredible feeling, and yeah, really excited to race here for the first time as an F1 driver.
What about the car? You've got some upgrades on it this weekend. What are you hoping they'll do in terms of performance?
We have some upgrades this weekend. It looks like it's going to point us in the right direction. Generally, our weak point has been qualifying, because actually in race pace we've been pretty strong. We've been P10 and P11 for the last two races, with qualifying positions that tell us that we shouldn't be that good. So, this is going to hopefully bring a bit more quality performance, high-speed performance, and hopefully that can give us a few hundredths, because that's all it really takes. It's really tight.
Ollie, best of luck to you as well. Enjoy it.
Let's open this to the floor. We will start, as ever, with the broadcasters. Who's first, please?
David Croft, Sky Sports F1. It's a question to all three of you. You're all born in this country where the Formula One World Championship started, and we celebrate 75 years. And 500,000 people are going to come to this Grand Prix. It is the epicenter of world sport this weekend. Is this a bit of a pinch yourself moment that you three are very much part of this and out there, and Formula One is pretty massive at the moment? And did you ever expect to be in this position? Not just driving, but also Formula One as to where it is. And do you ever stop and think, blimey, this is pretty cool, isn't it?
Lando, let's start with you.
I mean, it's obviously not something you necessarily think of when you are a kid, when you're watching it on TV. But you see the grandstands full and you see all the fans, and I think that definitely adds to it. If you watched a race and there was no people there and you just saw a podium, I'm sure it wouldn't look as exciting, right? So I think it's always very difficult to know what it's going to be like, the feelings, the sense of coming here and seeing people with your shirts and your hats and shouting your name. Like, you don't know what that's going to be like really until you're here. So it's hard to anticipate that feeling and have the knowledge of it. But it's also the reason why that we love our home race. It's a great track, but it's more the fact that the fans are the best, and it just gives you an amazing feeling that you don't, for us, you don't really get in any other sense of life, that kind of feeling of support and endearment. So special, even more from my side, that I've watched seventh Grand Prix here, I think. That every year it gets better and better and better, and my supporters have grew and grew and grew, and now to finally have my own grandstand is also something that's pretty incredible, to think that I'd have that many supporters and that many fans and that many people cheering for me. So special, yeah, to all of us. At the same time, it's one of the most loved sports at the minute, and still growing. And the amount of people that are going to be either here or back at home watching on TV and supporting, people who are trying to do it for their country and do it for the Brits, then it's the same as when we watch, or I watch tennis or football or golf or whatever it is, right? So it brings a lot of people together, and I think it's always an incredible thing. But it's weird to think that that's us, that it's going to be us on the TV and people are going to be cheering for us. So it's always hard to think of it from that perspective, but that is the perspective, and that is the feeling that I think probably makes us more proud than anything else, really, is the fact you have those people supporting you. So yeah, definitely for me, one of them, like I've said, the most exciting, the most fun, enjoyable, and memorable weekends of the year for sure.
Yeah, I would say very similar to Lando. In many ways, the sport is so fast-paced, it's hard to self-reflect and look at kind of where you've come from and where you are now. Silverstone, for me, that's where my dad took me to my first race, and the noise of the engines was obviously captivating, but in many ways also intimidating. I was like, there's no way as a 5-6-year-old that I would ever end up driving one of these things. Back then they did sound louder, to be fair, but the impression it gave me at that time was partly, complete awe, but also didn't really believe that I would be able to kind of think about going into one of them things. It was always a dream of mine. And then I got my racing license at Silverstone as well. There was a kart track, which I think was taken down before. And so it always comes back to Silverstone when I think about my career here. And it's kind of what Lando says. It's weird to think about now that you're one of them drivers that you kind of looked up to as a kid. Sometimes I don't even want to really think about it. Just get on with my racing and get on with it. But it is very amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just starting, so I don't know how it feels to race at home yet. But my first time at Silverstone was in 2015 for the Grand Prix, so exactly 10 years ago. And I was one of the people in the crowd cheering, and now to be one of the people on track and you know, making people so happy and so united is a really incredible feeling. Yeah, I'm really proud to be racing in the UK, flying the flag, and hopefully we can all have a great weekend.
Who were you cheering, Ollie?
I was cheering for Vettel. Actually, if you hear the podium ceremony, you can hear a little kid shouting Ferrari. And it was me. Lewis won, but Vettel was third on the podium.
All right, thank you for that. Next one, please. Any more from the broadcasters? Yeah, Nelson.
Also for the three of you, a question. This is the home race. How different is your schedule? How packed is it for this weekend? And does it really make sense to say yes to everything that comes your way when it's such an important weekend?
Ollie, why don't we start with you this time?
Yeah, definitely a bit more busy than the standard weekend. You know, starting on Wednesday, we visited the Prime Minister yesterday. Can't say I've ever done that before on a race week, or ever actually. But yeah, I mean, it's the home race, and of course there's a lot more attention and stuff going on. But by the same token, I think, you know, we saw in Kimi's case in his home race a lot of extra stuff, and I think it's important to still have the energy to race and remember that the focus of the weekend is qualifying in the race. So yeah, I've personally been quite vocal with the guys about trying to, you know, keep things as efficient as possible, especially since it's my first time. So yeah, I want to remember it for being a great weekend and such a fun weekend on track, and we're doing a great job of that.
Yeah, I think it's inevitable. I think it's for most of the teams a home race, and with a lot of people around, sponsors and family and everything like that. So the demands are up, but I think the demands have been up every race, every year so far. It just gets more and more. But for the most part, we learn to try to stabilize everything and rest as much as we can. I think there's a few races where we don't mind doing a little bit more, and Silverstone's one of them.
I mean, I definitely don't say yes to everything. So, but there's also like, this is a weekend when you also accept almost want to do, like, I want to do more, not more stuff, but you want to do more of the things that like the fan stage. You know, I'll do it more than just one time, and I went to see the grandstand earlier and my merch store and things like that, you know. So there's always a balance, which is the biggest part of it. There's always a balance. I'm here to drive, I'm here to race, and I'm here to do well. And you have to always remember that's the priority. But there's only one home race a year. For me, you know, I've always said, for me, it's all about enjoyment and memories and things like that. So it doesn't just mean more interviews, but it might mean more time with the fans and doing events and things like that, rather than sitting down and doing more interviews and things, you know. So, like, if you ask me now, do you want to do an interview? I'll say no. But you know, if I want to go and see the campsite and see some of the fans and things like that, then I'm more happy to do that, because it's more about the fans than anything else.
Okay, thanks all. Yes, Mara.
Mara San Giorgio, Sky Sport Italy. A question to Lando. Lando, we are journalists that, you know, we love to play with words. We say that in Austria you found your garden. Even Silverstone can be a track where you can find the same good feeling you found there, especially to make a difference against your teammate.
I mean, if there's any place you would hope I can find my garden, is here, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt a little bit more back on track in Austria, but it's not a guarantee that I'm going to have the same feelings here. You know, sometimes it can be very track-specific, tarmac-specific, tire temperature, whatever. So certainly felt better, certainly felt more back in the rhythm. You know, my quali lap in Q3 was one of the best I've ever done. So, you know, I certainly got that feeling, like I said, a bit more of the old me back, but I'm also not one to ever just say I'm back. You know, I think I got to prove that with consistency, and I got to prove it to myself as always. So definitely just gives you more motivation coming here to try and achieve a similar thing to last weekend. And you always want to feel like your home race gives you a bit more of an advantage. So I hope that's the case this weekend.
Thanks, Lando. Any more from the broadcasters? Yeah.
It's a question to Lando.
Just quickly, name and where you're from, please.
Yeah, sure. Patrick Lob from Servus TV, Austria. Lando, thinking back to Austria, racing each other as teammates when you're able and allowed to can be a privilege, but I think at the same time a thin line with having a close look not to crash into each other. So my question to you is, how far or how much are you guys able to race each other? And what is the absolute red line which you just don't cross? And how is that communicated in the briefings?
I would say Canada was a fairly red line. Yeah, I think that was like made more. Yeah, that was the red line. So the red line is just no contact. That is it. I would say it's simple. It's also not simple because when you're racing so much on the limit and you're trying to push the limits of everything, like it's so easy to make mistakes. As much as you can say we're the best drivers in the world, doesn't mean people don't make mistakes. Even the very, very best who have won multiple world championships, still make mistakes. So, it's that's the line that we don't ever want to cross, and I think we both know that very, very much so as drivers. We want to race. It does still be times when, as a team, we get told we'll have to hold position or do this or do that, because we're still under the guidance of the team. But the whole race last weekend was let them race, and that's what we did. So it's clear to us. It's not always something that we have to voice and make clear to everyone else, but it's quite simple. It's you can do what you guys want to do. You can have fun. You can, get close. I'm sure make them nervous, like it already did last weekend. But there's also a lot of people that work hard to build our cars and give us the possibility to win a race in the first place. And if we lose those opportunities because of something silly, then that's where we easily cross the line. So free to race, most of the time for sure, and just don't do what I did in Canada.